And that's what I was just getting ready to say. We get ready to... I'm a TikTok dance. I love dancing. I just don't think
like a steel cage pen. AEW chants echo in the room. WWE's drama, the big pay-per-view. Boom. Wrestle talking, never stopping. Ring rope squeak, bodies dropping. Wrestle talking, feel the vibe. Smackdown suplex, keep it.
he thinks he's here. Okay? Everybody else is down here. CM Punk's up here. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest.
Wrestler of the Year, Will Ospreay. Most Outstanding Wrestler, Will Ospreay. Tag Team of the Year, FTR. Best on the Indies.
Because I was fucking blowing me out and I'd be on the floor.
That actually almost did during that segment. He even said it. That he almost tore his ACL.
That's right. So I was almost right.
He was
We got a
almost
half a point coming.
Gigi Dolan gave her a low blow and then said something on Twitter of I made your roast beef. Something.
Back on Instagram. So the women want their hoo-hoo called roast beef now. Is that the deal? Come on, you got to put...
Night, Tobu. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. We got a hype train to start the show off tonight. We're at a level 1, 62%.
Go, let's go,
Sounds.
let's
What do you
go.
mean sounds?
What?
Mac writes sounds with a question mark. You can hear me. I see my mic levels moving.
You can't hear David, but you can hear me?
Can you
But
hear
can't hear
Pops?
David?
Fucking idiots. Here we go. Welcome in, everyone. Mac, thank you for the sub. Pops, thank you for the sub. We're on a level 1 hype train. 62%. A minute 42 to go. Yeah, probably still quiet because I'm not yelling. There we go. Now I'm up. I'm up. I keep hitting these friendship bracelets. How is everyone tonight?
Right? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the show. We got a big action-packed show, folks. We gotta get right into it.
I'm not ready for fantasy yet.
You're not ready for what?
Fantasy football.
Oh, well, good thing we have one more week before it goes.
Yeah. I don't want to talk all of SmackDown, if I'm being honest with you.
No problem.
Basically, because I don't remember it.
It was not that memorable. It's the
Kind of sucked.
kind of suck, the same endings. They always do the same thing. They rehash everything.
The only thing...
WWE program, that's the way it didn't go.
The only thing... There's two things I want to talk about. No, there's just one thing I want to talk about. I think.
Yeah.
It's same thing I bring up every week about R-Truth. Why are we ruining him again? Just why?
I know, it's just sad thing.
That whole thing where he's like, I went to Dublin, Georgia. Or wherever the fuck.
Right. You went to Dublin, Georgia, and wherever they were.
I don't know if it was in Dublin, Georgia, but he was supposed to go to Dublin, Ireland, went to Georgia, wherever the fuck. It was dumb. I did not like it at all.
I'm
I'll say it every week.
to take all that time.
Go on.
To take all that time to do the whole storyline where they got rid of him and this and that, and he goes on social media and says, you know, oh, wow, the people want him back. People spoke, and they bring him back, and they, you know, they cut off his hair and all that good stuff, make him, you know, back to that badass to John Cena cuts a promo where he's all of a sudden not a heel, and now R-Truth has to be a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Stupidity.
Yeah, it's real dumb. I don't understand it. What the fuck? Also, what's dumb is AEW skipping their Collision results on their website because they go from
last week's
they go from Dynamite to Forbidden Door. But Collision was great. We had a debuting and newest signee in AEW of Isla Dawn.
Right.
Great to see her back in action. We seen Zack Sabre Jr. go up against
Right,
Max
yeah, man.
Caster,
Yeah.
answering that open challenge.
I'm kind of liking that, but you know, we have seen it already in Wrestle Open. If you're a fan of the Wrestle Open, the indie thing, we've seen it before.
Yeah. Yeah, turn your phone off.
Okay. Sorry. I thought I had that off.
It's okay. I was joking anyway. I don't care if it's on or not. Let's see. Let me go and see if I can find the results real quick. As you were saying.
Huh?
I said, as you were saying.
I wasn't saying anything, but that's what I was saying. So we had seen it already on Wrestle Open, that open challenge.
Alright, so here's all the matches.
Give me a sec. You go ahead and you do that, and I'm gonna just put this on.
Yeah.
Focus.
Sure. Hiromu Takahashi and Skyflight, Scorpio Sky, Dante Martin, Darian Martin defeated the Don Callis family of Lance Archer, Josh Alexander, Hechicero, and Rocky Romero. There was a Hook update. Love to see that. Megan Bayne defeated Isla Dawn, but Isla Dawn is signed to a contract. I've read as a multi-year contract. Willow Nightingale and Queen Aminata defeat the Triangle of Madnesses, Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Chris Statlander ended up doing a run-in, and she goes after Megan Bayne, because, you know, Megan Bayne, and there was a bunch of shit. A whole bunch of stuff happened. That led up to a match.
It was a really good collision.
Yeah, it's always a good collision. There's no bad collision.
I can't wait for this week's collision.
Dana Garcia and Daddy Magic address Nigel McGuinness because Dana Garcia had lost the match to advance to Forbidden Door. And Nigel McGuinness said, "I want you in my corner." Dana Garcia said, "Of course."
Yeah.
Like I had said, Zack Sabre Jr. defeats Max Caster in the first ever International Max Caster Open Challenge. Anthony Bowens comes out to attack him, and Billy Gunn makes his return and gets in his face. Again, we're getting the Bowens heel turn, and Billy Gunn's gonna be. Is he siding with Max? Is he gonna do a singles run? Is he going to be a manager still? Who knows? Konosuke Takeshita takes on Tomohiro Ishii and defeats him. Those are two men that I love to see go at it. Is Takeshita and Ishii. One of my favorites. Two of my favorites, I should say. I can tell you're reading because of your face.
Because I'm trying to figure out. We draft tomorrow.
Yeah, fantasy football, buddy.
Oh, with
God, you're stupid. Big Bill.
I don't guess I'm not in there.
Yeah, you're not because I don't like you. Big Bill.
Okay, well, no, I thought it was something for. What's driving the boo?
No one likes that place. Big Bill defeats Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews used to be in NXT UK. So, a lot of people from NXT UK were on this show that no one really remembers. Gates of Agony, Toa Leona, and Bishop Khan defeated the Grizzled Young Vets. Another team that I love watching is the Grizzled Young Vets. Love seeing them in action. Hate to see that they got defeated, but it's okay. The War Dogs came out and called out the Ops for the trios titles that would happen on the pre-show that we didn't get to predict on, but I would have went with the Ops anyway. And the Young Bucks, announced as Rod and Todd, defeated Paragon. That are Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. What are you doing with your phone?
Oh, I was holding it up. Sorry.
Don't do that.
Okay.
You're distracting me. Pay attention to the podcast, not what
I am.
you're doing on the phone. That was great. You would think, right? Who is the player here?
I don't have it big, so I'm having a hard time seeing. Once I'm going to screen it up, but I wanted to have what we're talking about.
Uh-huh. I'm waiting.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. You ready? Yeah, pay attention.
I have been.
Do you have the topic list pulled up?
Not anymore.
Great.
I just put that down so I could read the thing here, so you'd stop yelling at me for looking at the phone.
All right, now we're going to talk about Forbidden Door. 0 Hour had an 8-man tag match. El Desperado, Paragon, which is Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, and Yu Iamura defeating Crew, which is Action Andretti and Leo Rush and the Don Callis family, Hechicero and Josh Alexander. I didn't watch that match. I was sleeping. There is no news on Adam Cole yet. He is still out with injury.
Yeah.
Which sucks. 0 Hour Trios
So,
match.
are we going to go over the predictions?
Yeah, can I go over the 0 Hour first that we didn't predict? Thanks. Bishop Khan
That's why it's called Wrestle Talk with David and Pop.
Notice that. Bishop Khan and Toa Leona and Ricochet defeat Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Michael Oku. Michael Oku is one of the best wrestlers on the scene currently. Don't really see much of him in AEW, even though he is signed with AEW. I'm hoping to see more of him.
What happened?
Nothing happened. Why'd you move your...
Okay. I'm trying to get my stuff in the background.
Hold on, technical difficulties over there aren't you having today, buddy? 0 Hour 8-woman tag match. Megan Bayne in the Triangle of Madness, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Tekla defeat Harley Cameron, Chris Statlander, Queen Amanana, and Willow Nightingale. I cannot wait to see a blood and guts match with all of those women.
Right, that is, I hope. I hope.
I hope they're setting up for that. I also hope they're trying to bring in a women's tag team championships with the amount of women they have on the roster right now. They really could use a tag team championship.
Right.
Harley Cameron is great. She is great on the mic. Great in general. Let me turn off my volume like I told Pops to. And then to end off the pre-show, they had the ops of Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs defeating the Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors, Drilla Maloney, and Robbie X to retain their trios championships. All right, we'll see you later. Make sure you catch the VOD. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Make sure you're going to want to catch that. This is a action-packed, studded week.
Okay, predictions. All right. So, we had predictions. We obviously didn't have them in order, but Adam Copeland and Christian Cage defeated Killswitch and Kip Sabian. I don't know why they're calling him Killswitch still. I think it should be Luchasaurus. He is back to his old Luchasaurus ring gear and everything.
Right.
Great match to start the show off with the legendary duo of Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. They're calling themselves CNC now. Copeland and Cage.
CNC.
I guess. I don't know.
CNC Music Factory.
And great. It was a great way to start the show off, like I said. And then at the end of the match, Adam Copeland went for a hug. Christian Cage denied it and gave him kind of a side hug there. Shook his hand.
Yeah, they kind of don't want it to. But then you look at Dynamite last night.
Which we'll talk about later on in the show.
Yeah.
Then we had Kyle Fletcher going up against Hiromu Takahashi. Again, amazing matchup. Both these men put their all into it. And just so much shit went on in this match. From like some of the spots they compare Hiromu Takahashi to Darby Allin of New Japan. That's how they look at him.
Yeah. See that. Risk taker, this and that. That was a great match.
Ended the match off with a...
And so, are we saying our predictions? Or?
Yes, we both predicted Kyle Fletcher. You won predictions. Is that what you want me to say? Pops won predictions for once. Congratulations. You won one time.
No, I didn't know if we were going over who we picked before.
Yeah, I was going to, and then you interrupt me. We both went Kyle Fletcher, so we both got a point there. On the first one with Copeland and Cage, I won that prediction. Pops went Luchasaurus and Kip Sabian. Now, the TBS Women's Championship, Mercedes Moné retains, which Pops went with Mercedes Moné. I went with Alex Windsor because, 9 belts is enough, but she's going to go for more.
No, she wants more.
Mercedes Moné defeated Bozilla, Alex Windsor, and Persephone by pinning Bozilla. It was like a roll-up, I think.
I just want to say, I'm impressed with that Bozilla. Where is she from? Like New Japan or whatever? She's fresh. She's fresh and new. She's only a couple of months old. Well, I mean, she's older than a couple of months old. She's only been wrestling a couple of months. I guess her father's a German wrestler or something.
Oh, she pinned Persephone's rolling through into a victory roll, pinning Persephone's shoulders to the mat with a 3 count. So Persephone is the one she had pinned. But yes, I agree. Bozilla and Persephone, I'm not familiar with their work, but
but after this, I'm
opening.
I'm
That's
impressed.
why I love Forbidden Door and I love AEW, because it gives you a fresh look on new wrestling. Unlike WWE, it's like, oh, here's a guy from 60 years ago. Let's listen to him and watch him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Next up was the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Zack Sabre Jr., who Pops went with, defeated Nigel McGuinness, the one I chose. Both
Yeah,
of
but
these...
before you said it down, that one where you changed right when we were doing the prediction.
Yeah, I was going to go... I knew Zack Sabre Jr. was going to win it, but I would have loved to see Nigel McGuinness win.
Right.
Especially with having Daniel Garcia out there. But again, Zack Sabre Jr. wins, gets his hand raised by Nigel. It looked like Nigel was going to say something on the mic before Tony Schiavone came in, but he didn't.
Right.
Tony Schiavone then got into the ring to announce that the official attendance of the show was 18,992, the largest wrestling crowd in the O2 Arena history.
Very good, very nice. Record breaking.
And then they seen Tekla and Queen Aminata brawling backstage, which spills out onto the arena floor ahead of the next match. That was insane. They were just going at it.
Right. And that's, like you said, I can't, I just want this,
Yeah, I want that
blood and guts.
Blood and guts.
Blood and guts.
It's like the War Games, but it's not at the same time. Next up was the three-way between Brodito, Bandito and Brody King, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin going in as the champions, and FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood. Now this match, holy shit. Me and Pops, obviously big fans of tag team wrestling. I'm a big fan of almost everyone in this match.
Right, I love everybody in the match. Yeah.
After we had ended the pod and we had made our predictions and everything, I had read, and it's the horrible part about social media, is I had read that Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin did not want to drop the titles to FTR. So that's why Brodito was added to this match. So I figured, I was like, oh, in the bag, FTR is going to win it. They're going to pin Brodito. But they didn't. And Brodito came out victorious, which that's what Pops picked. I picked FTR.
Now, did you see the media scrum thing after? I didn't realize they have been friends like forever.
Yeah,
this wasn't just a thrown together team.
Yeah, and that's what
they've been friends. They've been enemies for many years.
Mm-hmm. They got signed to Ring of Honor together.
Yeah.
They got there was a bunch of stuff that they did together, and that's what Tony Khan had said in the media scrum. Like, this isn't just a team that everyone we just threw together. They're unlike WWE, But during that match, a couple masked men in New Japan sweaters came out, and it was not, wasn't really anyone from New Japan. It was the, what are they calling themselves? Does it say here? The Gates of Agony and Ricochet. I don't know what their whole name.
Oh, their name is. Yeah, I don't know either.
But they took out Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley. Everyone was thinking, oh, that's got to be MJF. That's got to be MJF. Long-term storytelling. This is from when Ricochet was trying to be a part of the Hurt Syndicate, And MVP told them no. He said, I don't
Right.
want your shit. Get out of here. Leave. And now he's finally getting his revenge. This is the type of storytelling and long-term booking we need. We don't need it to where it's like, oh, you're going to have 16 singles matches, and then you're going to have a tag match, and then you're going to finally get a... No. Make it
No, and they don't even do that at WWE anymore. It's like, okay, 3 weeks, okay, this is done. Let's get the sneaker thing over.
I like the sneaker thing. That's just me.
It's called writing. I was discussing that. We'll talk about that.
I thought I was skipping a match. The AEW Women's World Championship, Timeless Toni Storm defeats Athena. We both went Toni Storm. Both these women, again, went hard as can be. Mina Shirakawa interfered in the match. They take out Billy Starks. And eventually, Athena tapped out. Athena tapped out to Toni Storm, so Toni Storm won the match. Mina Shirakawa is going up against Athena this weekend, or this Friday at Death Before Dishonor, that we will get into later on the show.
Right.
Then we had MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page retaining his championship, and holy shit. There was so much blood in this match.
Blood, there was guts, there was guts, there was blood.
A lot of people said it was overbooked. I don't know. It wasn't that overbooked.
No.
I thought it was a great match. Well booked. We're going to talk about it a little bit later on, but MJF doing a very big, he should have won, but Hangman had his foot on the ropes and they didn't see it, and then Mark Briscoe coming out and being like, he didn't have it, he's not the winner, whatever. Great match. He got his head bashed in with the contract. He got the, what's Hangman call it? The dead eye, and then the buckshot, pin, 1, 2, 3. And during the media scrum, Tony Khan had announced that now you have to, when you have the contract, it needs to be a week in advance for you to
It can't be like a surprise, like
execute your
for the
contract.
match. Exactly.
Yeah. And then the match everyone was looking and hoping for, and in my opinion, it delivered. The lights out cage match, the Death Riders, Gabe Kidd and the Bucks versus Darby Allin, Tanahashi, Ospreay, Omega, and Ibushi.
I don't know how many times when watching that I was saying to myself and that, oh my God, this one's gonna die. Oh my God, this one's gonna die. Oh my, they're not gonna do that, are they? Oh my God. Every time they have one of these matches, like you said, I believe when we were chatting, they just up the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually it's going to be like somebody's going to have to die to shock us.
Don't say that.
Not that I want that to happen. I'm not no Rampage Jackson or whatever.
Stop. Not talking about that yet. We're talking about that next.
I know, but I just kind of leaves me.
Darby Allin, the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, and Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Will Ospreay. I don't know if I said Will Ospreay before. Defeated the Death Riders, Gabe Kidd, and the Young Bucks. To start the match off, the Bucks come out to Hanson, which I thought was so funny. Because that's their original indie music. They used to come out to Mbop by Hanson. They had told the ring crew in the back during the pre-show find the most disgusting and worst things you can find on the streets, and they pulled it and they said put it in this bag and we're gonna use it during the match. They flip the bag over and a bunch of gummy bears fall out.
And now I heard that was a flashback or a callback for a match that the Bucks had against somebody with the gummy bears, and Matt Jackson had problems with the gummy bears before or something.
Yeah, I think it was like
I don't know if you heard that.
yeah, I don't remember where I seen it, but I remember it was like he can't get away from the gummy bears or something like that. The fucking most insane spot. There was 2 tables or 4 tables set up outside, and John Moxley had been put on one of the tables underneath, on like the lower row of tables, and Darby Allin was gonna jump from the top or something. I don't know what he was gonna do, but Marina Shafir pulls Darby Allin out, or pulls Moxley out. Sorry, Gabe Kidd follows follows Darby to the top of the cage and puts him in a chokehold, and they're at the top of this fucking cage, and Darby Allin's going out, and they just whoop, jump to the side and go crash through all the tables.
Yeah, that's where I thought. That's why I thought Darby was dead again. I was like, the guy is taking fucking bumps. He got hit by a bus.
Tanahashi also has like the worst knees in the world, I guess. And this is like his last hurrah. He's retiring on January 4th or something like that. I don't know if you noticed, he started climbing one of the ladders that was outside the ring to like get to the top of the steel cage. And they were just like, everyone was like, no, get down. I thought that was really funny. I'm trying to read like the end of the match. Omega blasted Moxley with back-to-back V-triggers. Ospreay landed a Stormbreaker on Gabe Kidd. The Lovers connected with the Golden Trigger on Nick Jackson. The finish came when Ospreay leveled Matt Jackson with a One-Winged Angel combo variation, which I thought that was amazing. I don't know if you've seen the clip of the way Ospreay lands. He like spins and he like lands like on his knee like a fucking superhero. So
right,
awesome.
Yeah.
And then Tanahashi flies off the top rope, scoring the pinfall. It was great. He got a win on the first ever Forbidden Door, and he got to get the win for his team on the last Forbidden Door he will ever be a part of.
There you go.
Match ends. Everyone's all excited, and Ospreay just stands and gets serenaded by his hometown faithful. And then everything goes to shit. Everyone was all happy. He was ambushed by the Death Riders. The Death Riders locked the cage and isolated Ospreay. Moxley hit four paradigm shifts in a row to
it was like
to Will Ospreay on his already damaged neck. Then wrapped a chair around it and jumped, did the horrifying stomp on the chair, leaving him.
That was a way to let him off TV for a little bit.
Exactly. He's got to get some sort of surgery, just like Swerve Strickland has to get surgery and stuff like that. We didn't even talk about.
And we'll talk more about that. Shout out to the week.
Sure.
Look forward to that.
Samoa Joe and the Ops stormed out, demanding the cage be raised to chase the Death Riders and their allies off, as medics scrambled to attend to Ally, and that's where the show ended. Hell of a show.
Good stuff.
That was.
But even better, Pops won.
Yeah, Pops won the predictions, yes. Oh, yeah.
Showing his dominance in predictions again.
we went from that to we went to a horrible indie show incident that had happened with MMA fighter Raha Jackson getting in the ring and hospitalizing Psycho Stu.
As his story develops and with different people in this and that, he has been arrested.
Yes.
So, and I'm starting to hate more the guy with the cowboy hat.
Yes, so...
For enticing, I don't know his name, but that asshole should be charged with something.
I'm getting...
Oh, I didn't do nothing. Well, I was just telling you, get a receipt. Get a receipt.
Hey, buddy, I'm getting there. All right? I'm getting there. All right? Shut up. So, there was a pro wrestling show at Knox Pro. I don't think anymore that Knox Pro is going to be around much.
They're not affiliated with WWE anymore.
They were, yes, as Pops just alluded to, they were affiliated with WWE. They were a WWE ID program school. One of their owners is Rikishi, but they're done. They're done. They're no longer affiliated with them. So before the show, a wrestler, Psycho Stu, had come out and seen a bunch of cameras. He thought that Raha Jackson was a worker, came out, took a beer can, and smashed it on his head like this. Didn't hurt Raha Jackson at all. You can clearly tell. And you can hear him say in the video, "What, you're not going to sell? Why aren't you selling?" He thought he was a worker. He wasn't. They then apologized. He said, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. I thought you were a worker. My apologies. I'm very sorry." The promoter says, "Hey, let's have you get in the ring with him later." That is where that should have ended, and it should have been a no. Raha Jackson says, "Oh, yeah. Oh, of course." Raha Jackson is walking through the back. Where is this guy's name? Because I seen it the other day.
Like a cowboy hat?
Yes.
Fucking dirtball.
This is why I need to bookmark things. You could be talking at all. That would be helpful.
Oh, well,
Silence.
I didn't want to talk because I don't know where we're going. You got to find the guy's name. I already said he was a dirtball. This whole thing is, if you know anything about UFC and you follow that, Action Jackson, or Action
Rampage Jackson.
Action Rampage Jackson, whatever.
No, it's just Rampage Jackson. That's it. Just Rampage Jackson.
You know that people don't know a lot about wrestling or a lot about UFC and this and that. They know that name. His father is getting a whole lot of shit from this, and even though when he said to it, he's really pissed at his kid. But he's getting death threats and all this other stuff. There's no reason for that. And people try to turn it into a black and white thing. I really, I don't like that. It's got nothing to do with race. It's got to do with stupidity. Maybe a younger man who doesn't know much about the profession, professional wrestling, and people who do and should, taking advantage of his youth and is his lack of intelligence in the wrestling world.
Exactly.
Because in UFC and MMA stuff, there's a different thing about getting a receipt. That whole thing, a lot of things are getting a receipt. Okay? And I heard Maven talking about a lot of other guys. Getting your receipt, you do it, you take care of it in the ring and this and that, blah, blah. You might want to hit them hard or this and that. But you don't go overboard. Now, in UFC, if this was a UFC sanctioned match, that would have been, the ref would have, ding, ding, ding. They would have called it right then and there because, they're allowed to do that. That's what your ultimate thing is to knock somebody out and knock them senseless until they can't fucking, not to the extent that he did, but,
Yeah, so I can't find the dude's name, whatever. He doesn't need the recognition of even, he doesn't.
Right, anyway, we'll just call Cowboy Hat douchebag.
Yeah, Cowboy Hat douchebag said to Raha Jackson, get your receipt. You remember what a receipt is, right? And Raha Jackson says, yeah, of course. Idiot sits on the sideline. He's obviously front row because he's a plant. Understandable. But then he says stupidly to his chat on Kick, this is all streamed live on Kick, he said, well, I'm going to get in there, I'm going to beat his ass. I know it's all scripted. What I'm about to do isn't scripted. Now you
right, and he wanted subs.
Yes, you're all about these subs. He did it for, he said,
well,
50 subs.
If you look at it, he did it for like $40.
He did it for 50 subs on Twitch, or on Kick. He gets 90% of the revenue. I understand that. But I'm saying.
You don't almost kill a man for $200.
Well, he clearly did. So
right.
As I was saying. He, he double legs him, and you can tell that, okay, Stu thinks he's just taking a normal takedown, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as he hits the mat, he knocks him out and then repeatedly punches him 22 times in the face, causing Psycho Stu to choke on his own blood and teeth. And it was just a horrible, horrible thing to see. Shout out to, I think his name is The Epic. Yeah, The Epic.
Call him Pinhead.
No, his name. I'm gonna find his name because I just seen it, and he deserves a recognition because he saved a man's life. Shout out to where the dude? You fucking kidding me?
This is his friend. When it comes to Cowboy Hat, has a problem with what's his name?
The epic Douglas Malo. He was the one who stopped the assault on Psycho Stu. And again, Raha Jackson tried to double leg him too and tried to take him down. No, there was no reason to. He was stopping something. You look at what Rampage Jackson said. He tried to justify it as, well, my son's got a concussion. He shouldn't be out there doing this shit. He should have stayed at home. He should have been at home. If he's got a fucking concussion as of a week ago, don't go to a wrestling show. Where you are going to use your name, your last name.
Yeah, he said that, but now he's kind of like, no matter what. Yeah.
He doesn't condone what his son did, and no one should, because his son should be in jail for life. I'm sorry. And as of the 24th, August 24th, pro wrestler Psycho Stu was awake and speaking in the hospital today, though he sustained broken facial bones and lost several teeth. He reportedly was choking on his own blood after being hit. I think it was like the first time he got hit, he was choking on his own blood.
Right, and he has press charges.
Yes. A little bit more about Psycho Stu. He is a veteran. He used wrestling as an outlet to get over PTSD. So he has no recollection of anything that happened in that ring. It's very sad to say,
You
but
gotta watch it. Yeah.
yeah, he's got to watch it to realize what happened.
And that can fuck him up in the head even more.
Yes,
You know,
but that was the
kids in the audience that screwed them up. I mean,
yeah.
I understand that they're at a wrestling event, but this and that, they just watched the man almost get killed.
Once these people find out who that is, as Maven made a video on it, and he said straight out, once these people understand who his father is and everything, they're gonna get so many lawsuits because
Right.
not just from Psycho Stu and his family, but from
Fans and
fans for emotional damage and everything like that, and it's
right.
horrible. We're wishing a speedy recovery to Psycho Stu.
For $200.
Yes, we got that. All right, moving past that, we're gonna talk about NXT Heatwave and our predictions. Let me get this open.
Another good night for
Another good night
for
for me.
Bob.
For me. Honestly, show was okay. Didn't really.
Well, you know, all in all, it was
Wasn't an NXT show.
it was an NXT show. A couple of spots I did enjoy. I did enjoy the.
Whatever arena that they're in, I don't like their setup. I did not like the setup that they had, which we'll get into more setups and everything like that. Whatever. First matchup was a Jada Parker versus Lola Vice versus Kalani Jordan for the #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. I went with Jada Parker. Pops went with Lola Vice. Lola Vice picked up the win. I hope to see someone. Actually, let JC James keep it for a little bit. I was gonna say something, but we'll get onto that later in the card. Dark State defeated Hank and Tank Walker or Ledger to win the NXT Tag Team Championships. I went with Dark State. Pops went with Hank and Tank. Again, I said that the numbers game was going to win, and the numbers game won. Whatever you just said, didn't hear you.
Hank and Tank is just so fun to say. And I like them. And, you know, like you said earlier about tag teams, I like tag teams. I like traditional tag teams. 2 guys. You know what I'm saying? Not like second 4 guys.
Well, you know, Hank and
Of
Tank.
course, I do like that.
I don't like Dark State, but I knew that the numbers game was going to win because that's what they're constantly having. You know, constantly the Dark State. Oh, we have 19 people. Oh, the Don Callis family. It's the same way. They have Don Callis family is completely different because they don't really interfere in matches, but
Right.
these guys are a Temu Shield, and they will continue to get the Temu Shield rub. And we all know that HBK and
You can buy them for 2 cents.
probably. Next matchup was JC Jane putting on the TNA Knockouts Championship on the line against Ash by Elegance and Masha Slamovich. I went JC Jane, you went Slamovich, and Ash by Elegance won the match, formerly known as Dana Brooke. She brought the title back home to TNA.
Congratulations.
I was going to say, you know, I don't want 2-belt JC, but I kind of forgot she lost the belt. So let her keep the NXT Women's Championship until little bit before the Rumble. Okay? Let her keep it till before the Rumble. Have Jasmine Nix or Fallon Henley turn on her. You know, take the NXT Women's Championship. Have JC Jane enter the Royal Rumble. Have her get injured, and then return at the Rumble. You know, you get that big pop of a return. You get the call up, all that stuff.
I want the one that is, like, they're always blaming. Which one is that?
I don't know. I barely watch NXT.
The brunette.
Jasmine Nix. No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. There's a little brunette that both of them both seem to blame the youngest one out of the three, and I just think she deserves a little something. Yeah. Give her a push.
Next matchup, Blake Monroe defeats Jordan Grace. I don't know. I went Blake Monroe, you went Jordan Grace. So I won that, but, you know, like I said on the last podcast, there's no... I'm not a Blake Monroe fan. I was a Mariah May.
I was. When she was her old name.
Exactly. I was getting there, pal. I was a Mariah May fan. But now that... And I brought it up... I bring up this promo... I swear I bring up this promo at least twice a week. Look back at when Adam Cole called out Karrion Kross. And said, you know... And then everyone refers to that... Oh, you know, he got buried during that. He got buried during that. Look at what Toni Storm did to Mariah May on that last promo that they had together before that match. She said, you're going to be mediocre the rest of your career. And that's all I'm seeing currently.
Mediocre. But they're trying to make her bigger than she is.
Exactly. And she's not... She's great. She's amazing. I just don't... She's not doing it for me in...
Yeah, WWE already has a...
in NXT. Yeah, exactly. Next up was Ethan Page and Chelsea Green defeating Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele. You went with Ethan Page and Green. I went Tavion Heights and Tyra. You know, I figured let the NXT people win on an NXT pay-per-view. Why would we do that? Let's put over more WWE people.
Ethan Page isn't.
Okay, but why would... Okay, yeah, but I understand he's an NXT guy. But Tavion just got out of a storyline where he's being built up to be his own person, and then he's just... It just sucks. I don't know. But the booking is bad. I say it every week. And then the tiebreaker going into the end of the night, Obafemi versus Javon Evans. I went Javon Evans. You went Obafemi. Obafemi wins. And I gotta say already, I'm sick of seeing fucking Oba throw Javon Evans through the announce table.
Now, is it a work? Or is he... I hear he hasn't showed up, and there's a couple of people reporting that he hasn't been around.
I don't know.
Well, they announced it on NXT.
Then I'm guessing
on Tuesday night.
I'm guessing it's a work then. Because I'll be honest with you, I barely watched it.
Whatever his name is.
Javon Evans. You're breaking up.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on. Alright, there we go. I was dropping crazy frames. I am again. Alright, we're back. We're good now.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, something about Javon Evans.
Yeah. What?
Alright, we'll just skip past whatever you were saying. I don't know if he's showing up or not. It's probably just work.
The Rockstar comes out and says, Steen, that nobody has heard from Devontae Adams.
Javon Evans.
Javon, whatever. Okay, whatever his name is. Coco Beware. Anyways, we didn't see him. They set up that match between, I don't know, Idiot 1 and Idiot 2. And they're going to be fighting for the #1 contender next week.
I don't know. Don't care. On to the next topic, because we still have a lot to go through, and we're already almost an hour in. WrestlePalooza is the first ESPN pay-per-view. We were supposed to talk about this last week. We didn't, so to quickly go over it, ESPN is taking over all of the PLEs. We had talked about that before. It was supposed to be at the start of 2026. It's now being replaced with September 20th, 2025. This is the pay-per-view that will go up against All Out. I don't understand why the fuck they're doing this. It is so stupid.
Well, if you look at it, they're going into the old pay-per-view function, whatever. Back in the day, you used to have to pay for them. I understand that and this and that. You know, $30, $29. But it used to be $49 or sometimes $50. It all depended on, like the big one, like WrestleMania was like $59 and stuff like that. When it was only one day. And I'm just wondering if they're going to do that. Like the bigger the pay-per-view, the more that they're going to have to pay for, or is it just going to be a set price?
That your guess is
For the
as good as mine.
ESPN Plus. Some people are buying into it because the fact of the matter is they're a hockey fan, or if you're a multi-sport fan, okay.
Yeah, that's
I can see
understandable,
it.
but just getting it for fucking WWE
Just
is so
wrestling.
dumb.
Right. For just wrestling, it's no. But if you're a multi-fan, it might be worth it for you. You know, if you're a hockey fan, if you're, you know, somebody likes sports rock, who likes, you know, hockey, he likes all this stuff. You might want to pay for that, but he's not going to pay for it for wrestling. But now that they would be on there, he might want them because.
Yeah. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Do you have a story time this week or no?
No, I didn't. But I didn't.
All right. Well, talk about Raw. Stuff that happened
Is
on
that
Raw.
there? Something. Okay. This week on Raw? I can't remember. No, it was another Monday night where you had you know, the sticker guy and it's just the same Monday Night Raw that you're paying for Netflix for, that you keep seeing and this and that. I mean, there were some highlights and stuff like that, but basically the same old. You know, Kaiser, you know, came out as Lucy Dead or whatever the fuck his name is, and stuff like that. Yeah. Sorry, this is dying. I should have just when I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about Wrestle Talk with David and Bob. If any of you haven't been there before, please go over to the YouTube page, check out the video, like and comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We're working on getting as many subscribers as we can over there. We do some great videos. Thank you. There you go. And also, you know, exclamation point, a merch. We got a great T-shirt. We got a great cup. We got some really good stuff over there at the merch show. We got some RTPW hats and things like that. So, I mean, you know, this is commercial time with Pops. And any of our socials, please join our Discord. You can join our Discord. If you join our Discord, you can become part of the eFed world and this and that. And you can become part of the RTPW roster and get your character in for WPK. Thanks, it's Manny.
Sorry, I have to leave you guys alone with that.
Hey, what?
July 21st.
I was just doing my little commercial thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember WoW that much. I didn't watch it much.
Raw started out on... Where the fuck?
I see the same thing every week. It's like a rehash.
We'll just quickly run down the card. Dragon Lee defeated JD McDonough with AJ Styles getting interfered. Kofi Kingston defeated Penta with Grayson Waller interfering. Becky Lynch had a very heel promo that was not very good. Being in Birmingham, England, she had said that the best thing to come out of Birmingham died last month, being Ozzy, and she got her asshole reamed out by Kelly Osbourne. Kelly Osbourne.
Right, and what a lot of people don't understand, he is playing the heel.
Yeah, great.
Okay. What do you call her?
I don't give a fuck. Okay?
Right, you call her Becky Hogan.
Yeah, she sucks. Either way.
She does.
As I was saying.
She plays the heel. Great.
Okay. So, your father, okay, dies. I go out on national television a month later and say, hey, if I was from here, I'd want to be dead too.
Now, are we talking about it 4 days later, 5 days later? Yes, we are. Is the internet still talking about it, even though there's some... Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're only talking about it because she tagged Kelly Osbourne, as I was trying to get into, but you keep fucking interrupting me. Kelly Osbourne tagged a fan account and not Becky Lynch's account. She tagged Becky Lynch fan instead of Becky Lynch. So that's the only reason people are still talking about it. They're not talking about it because her great heel work. Oh my god, she's so good on the microphone. She sucks. That just set up. That set up a match between Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch for Clash in Paris, which we'll do our predictions here soon. Rhea Ripley defeated Roxanne Perez. Io Sky came out to help Rhea Ripley after the match. Again, it's all stupid interference. People getting beat up every 5 minutes after the match. Sucks. AJ Styles defeated Finn Balor. Two former Bullet Club members. Great. Love to see that. Wish it wasn't just a filler match, honestly. Braun Breaker defeats LA Knight to end the show off. And guess what happens? The rest of the Division come out and they attack LA Knight. And they attack fucking Jey Uso. And they attack CM Punk. Show ends. And as the show is ending, CM Punk gets super kicked by Jey Uso. That's how they end the show. We're getting Crash Out Jey Uso. That's what everyone's saying. But I think because of everything that happened during that Knox Pro show, Jey Uso is eating that pin at Clash in Paris. Not my words. Well, are my words, but not what I want to happen. You too, buddy.
Right.
Stop fucking with it. Next up, we have NXT. Again, the booking is getting very stale. Kalani Jordan defeated Blake Monroe, but in the middle of the match, Jordan Grace came out and they tried to make Blake Monroe run, but the door was chained up and locked. So that's, I don't know why we're continuing a feud between Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace. That's whatever. The stupidest match in NXT history, in my opinion. Lexis King defeats Miles Bourne in a blindfold match.
I liked it. I thought
yeah, because you also love WCW fucking ass cheeks on a pole match. You're one of those weird fucking...
Paddle on a pole. Don't get it right. There's nobody's ass cheek.
Paddle on a pole. Fucking contract
Custody
on a
of
pole.
Dominic.
Custody of Dominic was so much different than a pole match.
Okay.
That had an actual storyline.
They put his adoption papers or whatever on a
They put the custody
They can
papers
put
of
it
a
in the air.
child on a pole. Not on a pole, they suspended it above the ring, and that was a good storyline. Putting a deaf man in a fucking blindfold for a match for Lexus King to win is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Like, I don't like the outcome. Yeah. But his father was in one.
Yeah, WCW greatness.
Yeah.
It sucked. Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray got defeated by the Culling. And Ricky Saints defeated Josh Briggs to become the #1 contender for Obafemi. Tyra May Steele.
That's what you guys I was talking about.
I know. Tyra May Steele defeated Alba Fire, then got attacked after the match. And then Lola Vice, Sol Ruka, and Zarya defeated Fatal Influence in a 6-woman tag. They're bringing back the Speed Championship. That I don't know why they're trying to bring that back, but okay.
Because it gives people like the one I was talking about, the middle one there, maybe give her a shot at that and let her win that, and so she could become relevant.
Yeah, to give her an actual title and not the Speed title. That's how you make people relevant, not giving them a shit title. We have 2 sets of predictions to come, and then we're going to talk about... Well, let's talk about AEW real quick. Last night's AEW was filled, and honestly, Pops had texted me at the end of Tuesday night and said, thank God tomorrow is Wednesday. Because again, thank God for Tony Khan. Thank you for AEW for giving us quality wrestling every fucking week. We're starting to sound like a AEW sponsored podcast, but we're not. It's just we're wrestling fans. We're not.
They give you quality. I mean, they give you a pay-per-view freaking card on a regular show. But wait, give me 1 second. You continue on. I'm going to go shut the door because this glare is bothering the shit out of me.
Hurry up. It starts off with Copeland and Cage challenging FTR at All Out. I think it was a really funny thing. They're sitting there and they're talking, and Cage is talking to both FTR. Or sorry, let me start it from the beginning. FTR gets into the ring and they're talking about how they should have won at the show. They're getting ready to attack Paul Turner. Paul Turner being the referee for their match at Forbidden Door. And as they go to attack him, Adam Copeland's music hits, but he only comes out alone. And he's looking around, he's looking for Christian Cage. In the ring is Christian Cage, hits him with a kill switch, and then he hits Stokely.
Unprettier.
It's called the kill switch now. They're not allowed to use Unprettier because Chelsea Green uses it and it calls it the Unpretty Her. So they now call it the kill switch. He's called it the kill switch since he was in TNA.
I know.
You stop interrupting me.
That's Luchasaurus' name, though.
So, they attack them, whatever. They run, and they said, Christian Cage grabs the microphone and says, at Forbidden Door, we took care of my problem. Now it's time to take care of Adam's problem. Turning to FTR with trademark Venom, he said, Dax, I understand you have a father. And Cash, I understand you have a father as well. Before he could finish, the crowd grew audibly uncontrollable. As Adam Copeland cut in, he called them a bunch of sickos and said, go ahead. And Cage says, and both your fathers are fucking dead. And just, getting the heat for FTR. And that sets up FTR versus CNC
First round.
for All Out on September 20th. John Moxley defeats Daniel Garcia, which in a hell of a match he brought him. They both went like Daniel Garcia is running. He ran Moxley to his limit almost, and after the match, Moxley was. It seemed like he was trying to recruit Garcia into the Death Riders. But Garcia said no. He threw a chair. He fucking freaked out. All this stuff. That went into commercial. Come back from commercial, and Wheeler Yuta's talking in the ring, and he's saying that he grew up in this town. He's got all this stuff. He used to as a teenager. He worked as a ring crew in the 2300 arena. The crowd was not liking him. He brings up
Bingo Hall.
Yes, he brings up Will Ospreay. He brings up Chuck Taylor. He brings up Bryan Danielson. Says that he slayed the dragon and replaced him, and that the Death Riders have now set the standard for professional wrestling in AEW. The arena goes black. Glowing spotlight appears. Hook returns. He's got new music. I think it's good. I love the Action Bronson. I love the Action Bronson song, but I like this new Hook song. Pops hates Hook for some reason because he's an old crotchety bastard. Then we get into an MJF promo where he says that he's going to haunt Hangman and Mark Briscoe, talking about how the fans proved his point. He's bleeding buckets, and he said, "You deserve it." Hangman's bleeding buckets. You chant "Cowboy." I get my skull bashed in. You chant "You deserve it." The fans have fully turned on MJF, and he's pissed. He's pissed about Mark Briscoe interfering. He's pissed at Tony Khan for the contract thing. And he's just...
This is a classic MJF promotion, promo, you know what I'm saying? The man is pure talent. I'm sorry, it's the best thing on the microphone right now.
Exactly. Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron defeated Megan Bay and Penelope Ford. Great matchup. Great teaming between Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander.
I still want to know how long they're going to go with it. Chris Statlander joining.
I don't know.
And what would they do with her?
Nothing. Because I don't think
they already got Shamika Shamir or whatever.
Okay. Marina Shafir. If you don't know people's names, don't say them.
Well, it could be get her in there. You were talking earlier about a tag team, women's tag team.
I won't see it. We will save that for a later date. Good job. Drink your water, everyone. Mercedes Moné comes out and does a dance talking about she has 9 belts. She has 9 belts now. She's looking to break Ultimo Dragon's record of 10 belts, and then brings up Alex Windsor. Alex Windsor, had her locked into a submission, and then she brings up Will Ospreay about how she was dancing next to her husband and dancing a little close to her husband. And she said, if Alex Windsor wants to ride the Monet train again, I'll beat her senseless until she is sitting next to her husband in a hospital bed. Setting up a feud between Alex Windsor and Mercedes Moné. Great. I love to see it. Give me it. Mark Briscoe has a backstage promo where he's not backstage. He's back at the farm. And he explains why he's not in the 2300 arena. Mark Briscoe introduces baby Mac Briscoe, the newest family member of the crew. And I don't know if you heard it on commentary, but one of them chuckled. They went, funny. He replies to MJF and says whatever, he's not done with you, but then he says, I can't catch a big one, but I know, you say that, whatever. I'm going to call out Kyle Fletcher. They're 2-2 against each other. Or they're 1-1. They're either 1-1 or
No,
2-2.
it's 2-2. It's 2-2. I remember him saying 2-2.
Yeah. So yeah, 2-2,
Yeah.
and he called
I'm
out
glad
Fletcher
again.
for the TNT Championship. Don Callis family, Konosuke Takeshita, Kazuchika Okada, Hechicero, and Josh Alexander defeat Jet Speed of Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey and the new AEW World Tag Team Champions Brodito, Brody King, and Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito. Great match. Love to see. I like when they put on the 8-man tags because they're not just thrown together. There is a storyline behind most of them, and it's always a bucking banger.
Right. Like I said, we were talking earlier. I like when you put two teams together like that. I like that. I just don't like when a faction of 4, goes against
Just
two.
4 random guys.
I just don't like.
They ended up fighting. Hangman came out to address the crowd, to enormous cowboy shit chants and all this stuff. Hangman says he wants to give a heartfelt message from the to Will Ospreay. Before addressing his championship victory, Page took time to speak directly to Will Ospreay, the man he defeated in the lights out steel cage match at Forbidden Door. What? No, he didn't. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Hangman wasn't in the match, but I don't know why they wrote that. He goes, Will, thank you for everything you've done for me this year and everything you've done for AEW. Collecting his emotions, because that's what I love about Hangman. He has to stop himself from crying. He's a very emotional man, just like everyone else. I hope when the time is right, you can come back and do what you are best at. And when you do, I hope you come back to challenge me for the World Championship. Whew. Damn. That is going to be a hell of a match. Will Ospreay versus Hangman Adam Page for the World Championship. I can't wait to see it. Hey, guess what? Fuck you, guy. Don Callis comes out and he says he's got an enormous family. Everyone besides like 3 or 4 of the Don Callis family come out to beat up Hangman. And as this, I didn't text Pops about it, didn't do anything. I almost recorded my reaction because I was saying it to myself. They're all fighting. They're all fighting Hangman. Hangman's alone. Jet Speed comes out, and at that point, I said, "No, it's not just that. They have to send out one more person, and that person was Kenny Omega, clean shaven and shirtless. I'm talking about he looked like Triple H back in the day, like with the blue jeans and everything." Kenny Omega delivers a V-trigger to Hechicero in the aisleway. Snapdragon suplex to Romero and Alexander. When Archer railed back, Page leveled him with a boot to the jaw, and then like old times, we got the buckshot lariat V-trigger combo. The crowd roars as they stand face to face. Him and Hangman, they shake hands and hug each other. I wept like a child because Hangman and Kenny being back together, you love to see it. Especially with the whole Don Callis family and everything. You love to see these two. The Ops defeated Ricochet in the Gates of Agony with the help of MVP coming out and getting involved in the match. I texted Pops beforehand and said MVP's getting into this match.
Yes, you did. You said that they're going to, her syndicate's going to do something, and it was. It's just like he was writing. He was writing the story, like it usually is. Why? Because he's smart, and he's just like Tony Khan. He's a fan, and he knows what we want, and you know what I mean. And it's being not predictable. It's not the same endings.
Yeah, it's not.
Sometimes the good guy wins, sometimes the bad guy wins.
And in the main event, talking about unpredictable, Darby Allin defeating Claudio Castagnoli in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Right.
I was freaking out because honestly, I'm waiting to hear that fucking music hit. Whenever there's a run-in with Gabe Kidd, whenever there's a run-in with Moxley, I'm waiting to hear fucking Eddie Kingston's music. The whole entire crowd of Philly was chanting Eddie. When is he coming back? Is what he just needs. He wins the match. They end up trying to fight him and beat him up. And did anyone come out to save him? No. He just left.
I think he escaped. He escaped.
He escaped through the door. He got out before, and then Gabe Kidd and Moxley tried to get after him, but they couldn't catch him. So that's how they ended the show. All right. Quick shout out to, I'm going to put the link in the chat. The link will be in the YouTube video as well. Tara Calloway, formerly known as Tara Calloway, Jeff Cannonball's wife, had made a book. She's written a book about her son and her husband. It's called My Daddy is a Wrestler. It's a little, it's written by Samantha Guerrero. That is her real name. Illustrated by Nicholas Camilla. She's written a children's book about my husband, Jeff Cannonball, and our son, Lessons from Father Son About Life from In-Ring and Out. It is available now. I'm going to post the link in the chat. The link will be in the YouTube video. But, support Tara and Jeff. Two amazing human beings.
And money she gets is going to probably go right into.
Yeah, this is all going
Jeff
to.
out.
It's all helping their family and everything like that. But yeah, I'm going to be picking at least one up, maybe two. If you guys want to support a great cause and human being, that being Jeff Cannonball and his wife. Now, to end the show off, we will talk about Death Before Dishonor predictions and Clash in Paris predictions. We had another topic, but we're going a little over, and I don't really want to talk about that anymore. Clash in Paris predictions. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. Pops, you can go first.
Okay, Bronson Reed or
versus Roman Reigns.
I'm going Roman Reigns. Gonna collect himself some shoes.
I'm going Bronson.
Yeah.
Just because, Bronson deserves a win. He... Yeah, but he... And everyone calling him corny and calling... I seen a clip of Wheezy putting on her... No. Shut up. Wheezy put on... I'm sure you've seen the clip. Wheezy put on her Shula Fala, and everyone was calling her fucking corny, and everyone who calls her corny, stop watching wrestling because you're a piece of shit. Right. It's called, having fun and being a fun person. If you don't like it, oh well.
You didn't catch that was from Roman's promo.
Yeah, I got it, buddy. It was so funny. He's so funny. Good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, Sheamus versus Rusev. I'm going to go with Sheamus. Rusev is stale. They brought him back.
Only because of the name of the match. A Donnybrook. You got to go with the Irishman. You got to go with, Sheamus.
They do, and that's what I'm saying. Next up, Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Hogan versus Nikki Bella.
I'm going to go with Becky Hogan, but I'm going to call her real name, Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynn.
Becky Lynch.
You said Becky Lynn.
The best thing out of Birmingham.
She's not. She sucks. But I am also going Becky Lynch because I don't see her dropping the title to Nikki Bella because Nikki Bella is not a full-time wrestler. Not really any plans with Nikki Bella, I don't think. John Cena versus Logan Paul.
You go first.
And you're going to hate that I say this. I think Paul's going over. Out of all of the opponents that John Cena has, he's, defeated most of them, and I think it's time he's going to put a younger talent over in Logan Paul, unfortunately.
This ain't for the title, right?
Seeing that neither of them have a championship, yeah.
All right, it's for the Fuck You of the Week title. And I'm going John Cena. I just can't. I can't pick that guy. Fucking. Go ahead.
I got you. Last match announced is a Fatal 4-Way Rollins versus Uso versus CM Punk versus LA Knight for the World Heavyweight Championship.
That's Rollins. To retain.
Just to be different, I'm going to go LA Knight just because I want to be different. But I do think Seth Rollins is going to retain. It would be nice for them to pull the trigger on LA Knight for once. But they won't because WWE sucks. And quickly go back down our predictions. We have Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. I went Bronson Reed, you went Roman Reigns. Good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, Sheamus versus Rusev. We both went Sheamus. WWE Intercontinental Championship match. We both went Becky Lynch over Nikki Bella. John Cena versus Logan Paul. I went Logan Paul. You went John Cena. Fatal 4-Way World Heavyweight Championship match. Rollins versus Jey Uso versus CM Punk versus LA Knight. I went LA Knight. You went Seth Rollins.
Yeah, so it looks like another win.
Probably not. Death Before Dishonor is also on Friday, tomorrow. So probably there's going to be like 4 matches announced tonight. That's usually how Tony Khan does it. But these are the matches that are announced. This is what we are going with. Match number 1, Fight Without Dishonor. Fight Without Honor. I don't know why I wrote.
Which means they don't have to...
It's no rules. Pretty much.
It's no rules.
QT Marshall versus Paul Walter Hauser. You're first.
Really?
Quickly.
What's his name? JT.
QT Marshall.
Yeah. I'm not going to let an actor.
He's not an actor. He's a fucking wrestler. He's a world champion in like 3 different promotions.
Paul Hauser or whatever.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck you. Because, you want to say, oh, Jelly Roll's really good. Jelly Roll is the best wrestler in the world. But Paul Walter Hauser, who's been wrestling for fucking years now, you want to not give him a... You know what?
Are you going Paul Hauser?
Yes, I am. Paul Walter Hauser is my...
There you go.
Is my goat.
We agree to disagree.
Ring of Honor Pure Championship match. Pure Champion in a Pure Rules match. Lee Moriarty versus XEHUA. Don't know how to say that name. And I'm not butchering it. So we're
Okay,
going.
so I go first. I'm going Lee Moriarty.
I went first.
So who'd you go with?
Lee Moriarty.
Me, I'm going with Lee again. I like Lee as the.
Lee
I
Moriarty
think
is
he's now become the longest reigning pure champion in all time in Ring of Honor.
Athena is defending her Women's World Championship against Mina Shirakawa. Now you go first.
Oh, Athena. I'm definitely going to go with Athena.
I'm also going to go with Athena. But I do think Mina Shirakawa does deserve a championship. She is great.
But give her one of Money.
Ring of Honor World Television Champion Bandito versus Henchicero. I'm going with Bandito.
Go ahead. I'm going with something you brought up. You don't like when they do that. I'm going with Hecto whatever.
Henchicero.
Burrito. Hecto Burrito.
Yeah. So stop talking. Sammy Guevara.
Because this way it'll give them more of a. Yeah.
Yeah. Give another title to the Don Callis family. They need that.
They deserve one.
I don't know. I told you before, I don't like having two champions on, and this will bring up the point. Sammy Guevara in a mystery partner versus the Outrunners for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships.
You first or my first?
You first.
I kind of want to go with one team, but I'm going to go with the other. Does that make sense?
If you
And all the teams, I don't know who's going to.
That's the second.
Unless they bring back Chris Jericho.
Oh, yay. I would love to see that.
And that's why I'm going with Sammy Guevara.
Good
in
ball,
the mystery
bro.
part.
It's Guevara.
Guevara.
So you're saying Jericho. Because that was the second part of the question.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking his mystery partner will be. I'm hoping it will be Chris Jericho. What were they called? The Love Gods or whatever?
The Sex Gods.
The Sex Gods.
Well, I'm going with the Outrunners. Give the Outrunners the titles. And my mystery partner, give me a hometown boy, Orange Cassidy. They're in Philly. Give me Orange Cassidy. He is cleared. Give me Orange Cassidy. Call him the Pillars. Whatever the fuck you want to call him. I don't care.
Right, and that's another good pick.
Get
I
Orange
like that
Cassidy
pick.
back on my television. And this brings up the double title thing. The Von Erichs and Sammy Guevara defend the 6-man tag team championships against Shane Taylor Promotions. And I'm going with the Von Erichs and Sammy because they can't have Dustin lose both belts while he's out.
Right.
Let him retain at least one.
So, and I also am going with the Von Erich because I won't bet against the Von Erich. I can't. And Shane Taylor, Productions, I like them and everything like that, but I don't see them taking the
Quickly
titles off of
run
it.
back through that. We got Fight Without Honor, QT Marshall versus Paul Walter Hauser. I went Paul Walter Hauser. You went QT Marshall. Ring of Honor Pure Championship, Rules match. Lee Moriarty versus XELHUA. Don't know how to say it. We both went Lee Moriarty. Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Athena versus Mina Shirakawa. We both went Athena. Ring of Honor Television Championship. I went Bandito. You went Henchicero. Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Sammy Guevara in a mystery tag partner versus the Outrunners. I went the Outrunners and the mystery partner being Orange Cassidy. You went Sammy Guevara with the mystery partner being Chris Old Man Jericho. And for the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team championships, we both went the Von Erichs and Sammy Guevara retaining.
And tonight, if they added some more stuff, in the written version, we can add stuff.
Yeah.
But this is for the video purpose, for the podcast and everything like that. You know, if they add like 3 or 4 more matches or something, we will do our predictions.
Fuck you of the week. Go.
Fuck you of the week. Okay. Now you gotta give me a second.
Oh my god, dude.
Okay.
Writing it down, you're supposed to have this ready.
Okay. Cowboy hat guy. Cowboy hat. My fuck you of the week goes out to Rajay, whatever, Jackson, and Cowboy hat guy.
And the Cowboy hat guy. Which Cowboy hat guy was released from Knox Pro. He has been fired. So, yes, right. Fuck you to him. My fuck yous of the week are also to Raha Jackson and Mark Henry. Again, Mark is saying that Psycho Stu is more... is the reason why all of this happened. It's not. The man thought as a wrestler he was working with other wrestlers, and then he was a victim. Fuck you. You're an idiot. Old wrestlers, and I'm gonna get heat for this. Stop having fucking shit opinions on everything. If you have a shit opinion, run it by your fucking social media team first. Run it by your younger kids before you start spewing shit out your fucking mouth. My shoutouts of the week are to IWTV for bringing us great independent wrestling during the times where we don't have good wrestling on AEW. Independent wrestling in general, you know, as a community, they all came together. A lot of people came together for Psycho Stu, and I love to see that. And it's just a more intimate feeling and everything like that. I have 2 more. I have Mr. Beast. That man donated $10,000 to Psycho Stu's GoFundMe. And I know I said, oh, fuck you, Chris Jericho, old Jericho. Jericho donated like $1,500 or something like that. Great guy.
Yeah.
And my last shout out of the week, if you are in the Dayton area in Dayton, Ohio, September 13th, Tough Pro Wrestling is going to be at the Hell's Dungeon Haunted House. The Dungeon Haunted House is ran by my coworker John. He's one of the people there. He has got me in contact, well, not in contact with Tough Pro Wrestling, but has shown me Tough Pro Wrestling. And so shout out Tough Pro, and shout out to John and everyone over at the Hell's Dungeon, whatchamacallit?
Good stuff.
Haunted House.
We might be having one of them in the future.
We might be having interviews with a independent wrestler from Tough Pro. We never know.
So now it's time for mine. And I brought this up early. My first shout out of the week is to Swerve Strickland, who had successful knee surgery earlier in the week and is on his way to recovering. And I can't wait for that. Hopefully with Swerve, you're doing well. And I just want to give you a quick shout out saying congratulations on that knee surgery. My second shout out of this week is to Dean Malenko, who sent his WCW Cruiserweight title that he had an opponent. He had an opponent back in 1996, and I know I'm going to screw the guy's name up. Antonio was his opponent, and of course, Dean Malenko ended up winning. But then the second gentleman has been going through some problems ever since he was paralyzed in the ring in 2022. He was paralyzed. And he had an in-ring accident. He was paralyzed from the neck down. And Dean sent it to him. He's been having a bad time and, dealing with the emotions and this and that. So Dean sent him the thing. And the picture I saw was was him. Somebody strapped it, across his chest, big smile, and this and that, and la la. So we're putting a smile on somebody's face, Dean Malenko. Now, my third and final shout out goes out to AEW and Tony Khan for bringing that show to the ECW run. The second, I didn't know where I didn't know where they were, and I had texted David, and when I was texting them, they were saying where they were, and that show in this coming up Collision, we're going to have many little guest stars and things like that. And at the end of the show, I don't know if you heard this, they put Taz is hanging in the rafters now, like their Hall of Fame for that building. Taz went up into there, and that's why everybody after the show was over, they were wearing Taz shirts and this and that.
Pulling that up.
And just a great moment. I mean, Tony Khan knows how to take care of his people, and he knows how to honor his people. And Collision this week, we get a guest star. Have you seen that?
We're not talking about that. That is a spoiler. We're not talking.
Okay, I don't want to talk about the spoiler. Ding, 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 ding. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, we will see you guys tomorrow for RTPW.
Tomorrow, that's right. For RTPW.
We're gonna
Peace. Love.
Me.
Monkeys. We're out of here.
We're gonna raid Crazy Eyes.
All right. Okay, and then. Okay, go ahead.